Shit, here we go. What we got? Just good to get back out there, Randy. I mean, things linger for a while, and the 24-hour rule is kind of tough when you don't really do anything for 5 days.
No, it was good. We got back into it. Coaches went out on the road, Monday, so we got it out of our system real quick because you got to have to go find players that you see what can help you out for the following season for the future. But the players been, they've been watching pit film on their own Monday, Tuesday. They did a little 7-on-7 stuff yesterday, and today we got some good work in today, and we get some good work in tomorrow.
What do you want them? I mean, do you want this Saturday to be motivation, to be fuel, or is it better off sort of left unsaid for a little while?
No, I think, what you look at is like we said, you got to get better. We knew, like I said last week, either way it goes, it's going to be better for the team. So we found out some things we need to fix, some things that we can get a lot better in, and it still shows you where we've come and how much better we can be if we can correct a couple things. So everybody's excited about it. They know things can be fixed. That's the one thing. If you have something that's broken, you can't fix it, you're in trouble.
What's the mood, what you would want this morning?
Yeah, very energetic, crisp, sharp. Guys go in and out. We got off the field early. And so that means everybody was concentrating and doing all the things. Just ones against ones are very competitive. And just getting some fastball stuff in, which is really good.
Brandon, the quarterback always gets a lot of praise when you win, a lot of the other stuff when you lose. Is Corey getting too much of that?
You know what? That's just people. People in general, fans in general, media, whatever you want to call it. I mean, that's part of the game. He understands that. And, we sit down and talk a lot, not just this year, but over the years, and with every player. When you do a great thing, everybody prays. When things go bad, everybody gets on it. So he understands that as part of life.
I was just curious, sort of off the wall, but do you have any superstitious stuff you do? I mean, I noticed you cut the mustache, but I mean, is there anything you sort of do that before games or?
It's been
off for a while.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
You look different.
Yeah.
You look different to me today. Did you do something different today? Did you do something different today?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you have any superstitions you do or anything like that?
No. I get caught up in that when I was a player a lot. But, you get superstitious, do one thing, and then you win a game, and then next week you do something else. It drives you crazy. So try not to do this.
Maybe grow a mustache before that.
Yeah, grow a mustache before it.
And what does a guy like Lamar Miller give you when he can break off a run back like that and kind of his speed?
He's a great football player, of course. We feel like Lamar, like anybody else, the guys have opportunity to make big plays for us. We don't use them. And we have guys that, if you're not on offense, that you have a chance to do some special teams and make big plays for us. We don't use it. He's valued like that. Him and Travis, and we got some other guys that are valued like that. So, but it creates field position. It creates a lot of stuff other teams they have to worry about.
With him, special teams, is that a chance to kind of prove maybe he should get more carries running the ball as far as making plays?
No, you're trying hard, but no.
Jordan Fudge, just how has he come along? I know he got back.
First game back, wasn't sharp like he was with Chris, but as far as running around and all the things he did, all the twisting and turning in the game, and played all special teams. So got to ease him back into it this week. And probably when we play Pitt, he'll probably get a little bit more action on maybe base defense and stuff like that.
With his personality, he's a very outgoing kind of kid. Is he about as energy as you guys have?
Yeah, he probably would. Yeah, he's very high energy, high motor, high energy. Yeah, you would say that.
The defensive line, Randy, your philosophy, it seems like guys play a lot on ends and tackles. Do you like to have two solid units? Do you like to have a top unit?
Yeah, you always have, when you've been able to, play real good defense, is able to rotate guys, and that's when you can play real good. And I think the more that you continually to rotate guys and get 8, you play them now. If you only got 5 guys that are real good, and only 5 that you're going to play, and you got to get in great shape at defensive line. But fortunately, we have numbers to guys that we feel real good about playing and stuff like that, so we feel good.
Do you like to have a top unit, or do you like to have like the second one about as equal?
You can give me 12 defensive linemen that are all the same, that are great football players. I play all 12. So if you're playing 12 that are all great, give me a bunch of Howie Longs and those guys. Play 12 of them at rotating, probably beat anybody in the country.
How's the rotation during the game? How do you guys decide who's going?
This goes on reps. That's all.
Straight
reps.
Numbers?
Depends, reps, if it's short series, long series, things like that.
Randy, with inside on the defensive line, with you guys being banged up, any thought of using Allen at least some of the time there?
A little. Third down situations, maybe stuff like that. But, we feel like, Luther should be back probably tomorrow. Luther Robinson should be back tomorrow. The next day, Marcus should be back. You know, they walked around today, did some stuff. At least they, not in a boot or nothing like that. So which is good. So they should be back, but we still always do that in practice. Always move guys around.
Curtis, more of a long-term thing.
Yeah, long-term, don't know yet. To see how he comes along.
With Andrew Smith, how does he sort of fit in now that he's getting back healthy?
He's doing well. Just playing, repping, and practicing good. We had a couple of good days. We had a good day today and tomorrow. We'll see where he's at, but he's been doing well.
Randy, the outside linebacker, other than Sean, with Kylan and Raymond, how are those guys playing? How do you feel about that position?
They're okay, coming around. You still, one of the guys get a lot better. You always want them to be like Sean and those guys, but everybody's different, and they're coming around fine. When it's 2 backs in the game, they'll be playing a lot, but when it's 3 receivers in the game, we just go best personnel. Our best personnel with 3 receivers in the game, just put in extra DB. So that's why you don't see those guys out there as much problem.
And even though, it's pretty evident that at least 2 of the picks weren't really Jabari's fault. When things started snowballing inside, did you think about maybe taking him out for a series or 2
No.
to sort of calm him down?
No, because he wasn't frustrated. Probably he was disappointed, but he wasn't frustrated. And you see him come back and make some throws right after that and get us back downfield real quick. So, he's a gamer. He's not going to be a guy that's going to shy away and you have to protect him like that.
When he's cramping up on his left side, and he's going on one leg, to the huddle and that. By now you guys are sort of, it's not even a concern.
No, we always tell the guys, we know when guys cannot go, and we feel like he can go, and he felt like he can go because he didn't have any quarterback run plays in, so it's throwing and doing those things, and he was in shotgun a lot. So those things easy set your foot and go instead of snapping the ball, dropping back. When that becomes different, then now you can really get in trouble.
It's going to sound a little off the wall, not as off the wall as Matt's, but how dark did it get during the game? Because from where we were in the second quarter there, when the rain started coming, it was pitch black kind of on the field.
I did notice it. I just noticed it wasn't, you didn't feel the sun or anything. It just got dark and like one of those days in the Midwest where it's just rainy and gloomy, like one of the gray days and stuff. But it was all right.
I figured down there the light would be different anyway.
No, it wasn't. Couldn't tell really. You're in the heat of the battle. You can't really tell. To be honest with you.
Randy, stats, but Allen doesn't have any sacks. Is that indicative at all of how he's playing, or do you feel he's playing well and not getting sacks? It seemed like he came close against Carr.
He came close a couple times, but that's part of it. He goes in rhythms. Like last year, he didn't have anything, but all of a sudden in the middle of the season, he got 7 real quick. Down over, he got having back. So it just goes in rhythms and cycles on the protections are doing and what people are trying to accomplish on offense.
And is it good that they got their first away experience? It's such a big field, big crowd. Now they go to Pitt. Can you talk about Pitt a little bit and the difference possible?
Both fields are the same. They're going to have their fans and stuff loud Thursday night, so there'll be a lot of people coming in from work, which will be a great atmosphere. It's a TV game again, which is always great because of guys get to come out and everybody in the country get to see you. So it'd be a great atmosphere like always.
I'm pretty sure this game was scheduled before Dave got the job, certainly before you got the job too.
This deal all the way back from Big East. I think it was the buyout clause. So you got to play so many Big East teams before this, something like that. I don't really know the details.
How close have you and Dave stayed over the years?
Good, very close, very good friends. We talk about different things. We text each other, and we're going to continually do that. Even though we're playing each other next week, that's part of it. We probably won't say much, but on game day, we probably have a great conversation and things like that, and talk, communicate, and just talk about old times in future for both of us.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble here, but David go 11-5 with the Dolphins, and he was still public enemy #1. It seemed like in this town. Do you ever give up a real fair shake? Do you think?
You know what? Miami's a tough place. Like any place that there's always the Miami fans who wants the best. No matter if the Heat, Marlins, hockey, Hurricanes, it don't make a difference, and that's just part of it here. And you just deal with it, and you try to do your best what you can, and you accept it.
Randy, did you play for him here and in Dallas, or just in Dallas? Both places.
Yeah. Okay. Here, Dallas, and I coached at the Dolphins.
He hired you, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Pittsburgh, what impresses you most so far, what you've seen?
They're a competitive team. They played Utah, and then Utah had them down by big, and then they came back and fought back very strongly. But that's always Dave's, mentality. He's an old Pitt guy, Pitt grad, and he got a tough man mentality. So this game would be a tough, physical game.
And you had a lot of praise for the tackles, the offensive tackles. A couple of sacks came up the middle. You were not as happy with the interior play of the offensive line against Oklahoma State?
No. I mean, it's like anytime you give up a sack, you're not happy. But I mean, I think those guys did well. If you look at first time, Brandon Harris and Tyler Horn, you played a great defensive line like Ohio State had. And, you know, the sacks coming not in bunches, and Jacory didn't get hit a lot. And I think that's the biggest thing. If your quarterback don't get hit a lot, you're okay. You know, you can not give up sacks and have 30 hits on the quarterback. That's going to demoralize the quarterback. You know, he got the 2 sacks. And otherwise, I thought they did a great job of protecting.
Did Fig get him today?
Huh?
Was Fig hit today?
A little bit, and then he came back, bounced back. Yeah.
Randy, you said you would learn about this team one way or the other, win or lose. What's the biggest thing you wanted your team to learn after the game?
We just got better. You know, we just got to learn on things. You can't turn the football over, and you got to create turnovers. So, one thing that they learned that we can play with anybody in the country, but when you turn the ball over, you don't create turnovers. We cannot. So, that's a big thing that they learned, and getting ready for the future.
Randy,
one thing you talked about after the bowl game last year was just wanting them to be more physical up front. You think after these first 2 games, you're seeing more of what you wanted?
Yeah, more physical mentally too. You know, mentally and physically, not just one way. And I think those guys in that game we played this past, they kept staying focused. They, was down by a lot. We kept coming back. We kept doing a lot of great things. They didn't falter. And I think that's what you mean by mentally and physically tough. They kept coming back and kept fighting to get some points and do some things.
what's the biggest difference you'd like to see with your offense as a whole at Pittsburgh compared to Ohio State?
Consistency.
All right.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks.
All right.